I will hunt you down.
Alright, so I'm sitting here with HattriK, who is a hunter specialist for Hearthstone. He's been playing
I've
Hunter
been
for
playing
how long?
Hunter. I started playing this game with Hunter and Warlock, but lately Hunter has become like my favorite class, like for half a year now. So yeah, I played too much Hunter. I have 6,000 wins with Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
So I
know.
guess
So you have what 6,000 wins of Hunter. You've been in the top 200 in the EU playing Hunter, primarily highlighting
almost
Hunter.
every month. Yeah, almost every month I finish like top 200.
And you stream daily. So
Yeah, from Monday
yeah.
to Friday, you can watch me at my Twitch channel, which is the same like my name, HattriK.
Yeah,
And yeah, you can come and chill
put
if you
the
want
link
to
in
see
the bottom.
some cool Hunter gameplay.
So for those of you that don't know, Hearthstone is cutting some cards from the classic and basic sets to make a core set and limiting the number of cards. So today we want to review specifically all the Hunter cards that are going to be added to the core set, the Hunter cards that we are losing, and towards the end maybe talk about some Hunter cards we wish made the core set that didn't make the cut. So to get started,
A lot of them.
yeah. To get started, I guess we can go by mana cost, starting with Arcane Shot, a card that's been in the classic and basic set in the past. And the only main difference is that they added the Arcane spell tag to it. But honestly, this hasn't been an impactful card in the past. And it's an okay card, I guess, to have on the basic set. Maybe it's good to discover it, but not something you really want to run in your deck. Maybe face Hunter, but even then, not so much. I mean, is there anything you wanted to add? I feel like this is one of those cards that there isn't really.
All right,
much to
Arcane
say.
Shot. We can move really fast from this card. Arcane Shot, it's a card that is okay for being in the core set. It's not a card that you would normally run. It's been useful sometimes in Face Hunter. We still have Professor Slate, which maybe this could be a removal for a big target or whatever. It's a really cool card to discover, but it's true that it's not a card to be excited with. But it's an okay card, We're doing a core set. We're doing a chip spell. It's something that deals damage. It also has Arcane Tip now. You like it. You can easily say that it's an okay card, as you said. 3 out of 5. Easily.
3 out of 5. Yeah, I'd say 2 out of 5. But
yeah,
there's some
totally
things that are powerful.
respectable. Yeah.
All right, Lock and Load. So Lock and Load's a card that's been wild. It's an interesting card. It's you can get a lot of value out of it, and it's been reduced from 2 mana to 1 mana. But I think one important thing we have to keep in mind is that Hunter is an aggressive class, and you want to focus on tempo, and this is a value card, and normally you don't want to run value cards in Hunter. And I guess what with my past experience playing with this card when it was 2 mana, there's times where you can whiff, where you play Lock and Load, you play maybe the one spell you have in your hand, and then the random card you get is a beast or a weapon, and as soon as that happens and you're out of spells, the chain's broken. You can't abuse this card unless you were playing Spell Hunter with Rokdalar, but that's not happening anytime in Standard. And I guess one thing we want to keep in mind when we're talking about and reviewing these cards, we're only talking about Standard. We're not focusing on the Wild meta. We're not Wild specialists. We just primarily play Standard. But with that in mind, I mean, is there anything you wanted to add, HattriK, to this card?
Lock and Load, interesting card. The fact that it's back doesn't make you really excited as well. Lock and Load is, as you said, a card that used to be 2 mana. They reduce it now to 1 mana. But this card doesn't do what you want Hunter to do. This card adds random Hunter cards to your hand. As I said, like Hunter doesn't like the random. You as a Hunter, you want to know what you run in your deck. You want to draw certain cards from your deck, and you want to finish the game as soon as possible. That's how Hunter should be played. At least it's one of the characteristics of Hunter. You want to kill your opponent before they kill you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Lock and Load doesn't do it. Lock and Load doesn't reach the point that Hunter has to do. I barely see Lock and Load being played again. It wasn't played in the past. I like they trying to introduce it again, but as you said, we don't have a Spell Hunter archetype, and Core Set is not helping to impulse a Spell Hunter with the cards they are giving us. So Lock and Load is probably not going to be played again. But I like the effort of Blizzard trying to give back Lock and Load.
And even then, I think one thing we have to notice is that they've given Hunter value cards like Hunter's Pack, the 3 mana spell, and also recently Stable Master. It's a 3 mana 3/4. It's a good body, And every time you play a beast, you get a random beast. But even then, it's still a bad card. Like
it's called Shadow Master, but yes, Shadow Master is a free board with bad stats. Well, I mean, with good stats.
it's
Sorry,
good stats, but even then, you
but
still would run it.
it adds random beasts to your hand, and I already tried that card, and it didn't end up good. And yeah, it's a good card for stats, but it just that's what Hunter doesn't want to do, and that's the problem.
Yeah, and I mean it's amazing that a 3-mana 3/4 like Professor Slate and like Stable Master. I mean, you see the stats like, hey, it's actually pretty good, and it has an upside effect. But even with then, it's like it still sucks. It's
now you
it's
play
not
it
good
and you
for
don't
current
feel
action. Yeah.
don't feel comfortable playing it, and you say like, wow, maybe a 3/4 is gonna be hard to remove.
But, I mean, until we see more core cards, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
And I still give this like maybe 1 out of 5. It's
yeah, it's a 1 out of 5 for
it's
sure.
a powerful
Load,
effect.
it's hardly play it. Hardly play it, and the ladder. I mean, we're talking from a competitive point of view in New Corset, right? We are not talking from a memeing scene or having fun in Hearthstone. This is a competitive analysis, and Lock and Load is not a competitive card.
No.
Not. Just not.
It's a fun card and has a powerful effect. It's just not.
It's
for
really
Hunter.
funny.
It's just not for Hunter. This is something that would be amazing in Mage or Priest.
Wow! Just imagine this in Mage. It will be broken.
Yeah, because they
will be broken.
Their decks are built around a lot of spells, and Hunter isn't.
Yep.
And if they are,
totally
it's focused on just killing your opponent, not milking value. So even though it's a good card, it's not a good Hunter card. That's the problem.
No, it's definitely not.
Okay, tracking. So I guess you want to explain, the changes of tracking and your thoughts on it.
This is easy. All right, let's make it not that difficult. Tracking before, you could discover a card, right, from your deck, and you had to choose one of the 3 cards that you discovered, and you had to discard the other 2 cards, right? Now they have reworked tracking, and now tracking discovers a card from your deck, and you no longer need to discard the other 2 cards, which is a good change. It's true that all tracking was certainly good in some situations, like for example, discarding bombs or discarding your 1-drop where you no longer wanted them, like in late game, right? Or discarding useless cards. But it was bad because you could also discard good cards that you didn't want to discard. Overall, if we had to rate the change of tracking, I know there are some people that dislike this change because I have been reading opinions. But if you have to rate overall the change of tracking, this is one of the good changes of the core set and an interesting card to be run. And it's going to be probably run more now in Hunter than it was before because it doesn't have the downside anymore of tracking, which the downside sometimes was becoming a strength and ended up being an upside. But in overall, it was not that normal to happen.
And since
the change is
rotating,
good. I like the change. I just want to rate this card, if you don't mind, and then you can give your opinion. Even though this change is good, the card is still a 3 out of 5 for me. It's a good card for Hunter. For me, tracking has never been the nuts, has never been great, but it has always been a good card in Hunter. And it's been run a lot, and it's a good card, but I can't give more than a 3 out of 5. I would like to hear your opinion.
One of the reasons why I didn't like running tracking is because, let's say you get tracking on 1, you could discard a good card. You don't know what your, it's turn 1. You don't know what your opponent's playing. So you don't know if you need, do I need tempo? Do I need removal? Do I need focus on my late game? What kind of Demon Hunter is this? Is this aggro Demon Hunter? Do I want the explosive trap? Or is this, OTK Demon Hunter? And I need more, late game pressure. Well, not late game, but you know what I mean. You want to get a minion on the board as soon as possible. And this change lets you play tracking on 1 without the downside.
Absolutely.
You're not thinning your deck, but you're tutoring specific cards, and it can
You're not scared
well.
anymore. You're not scared anymore to discard your good cards. In the past, you could have to choose between Zephyrs and Alexstrasza, right? And you were like, do I get my mother? Do I go with my mom, with my dad? What do I do? Right? What do I do? And that's not gonna happen anymore, which is cool.
And I think one of the downsides it had, maybe turn 2 or turn 3, you want to get tempo. You want to get your 1-drop or 2-drop on the board because your hand is heavy. And then, Brand shows up. And you're like, fuck. I got to discard Brand so that I can play tempo on the board. But if I don't play tempo on the board, I'm probably not going to make it the Brand. So it's kind of... It sucks. But I think what's interesting about it is that now that we have Dire Frenzy, card draw is important. We're not getting Master's Call, unfortunately. Or I guess fortunately, it could be bad. But tutoring cards that are buffed will be good. And the first thing that comes to mind is that new 1-drop, the 1/3 that we're getting. Do you remember what it's called? Little Raptor.
Yeah.
You can do turn 1 Raptor, and if you manage to trigger his Frenzy ability, you shuffle a 3/4 in your deck. Turn 2,
You could track it into a Guardian or Merchant or something. Yeah, you can track the.
Not even
you
then.
Can proc the Frenzy.
Turn 2, you can tracking the buffed one, and then you have a 3/4 for 1 mana.
Ah, yeah, true. That's true as well.
And then you're like, oh shit, that's a lot of tempo. Yeah, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting though.
And you don't have to discard anything.
No.
But I mean, with this, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Hunter's not gonna get much card draw. This is a good way to draw a card, and there's no downside anymore. So you can use this more aggressively without having to worry about losing good cards. So I mean, I think this is great. I think this is one of the best cards that they have in the core set. Okay, now talking about the opposite of
the web spinner though.
So every class is gonna get a 1-drop. To it's gonna be part of the flavor of the core set. And looking at the other classes, I feel like Hunter got the worst one. It's a 1/1. It has a Death Rattle. Yeah, there's some Death Rattle synergies, right? But it goes back to the same thing we talked about. It's a value card. Hunter doesn't want value card. Hunter wants tempo. And
web spinner has been always bad. And then I just want you to think about one thing. But it's true that the pool of the beasts before was more limited. Now it's a bit.
I mean, yeah, they got rid of some bad.
There are more beasts and bad beasts, and they are also bad. So no, web spinner doesn't reach the point that we want to play this card. We are lucky. We are lucky that we have the Raptor already announced, and we are not really worried about the fact of web spinner being in the core set. Still don't think it's the 1-drop that we need in the core set, but we are not that worried. No, web spinner doesn't reach the point that we need, and web spinner is just another terrible card for the core set. Like it's a 1 out of 5 easily.
If it was buffed, would you play it? Like if it was a 1/2 or a 2/1?
If it was a 2/1, it is debatable though, because it would be able to trade a lot of things as 1-drops. Like maybe all the 1-drops or almost all the 1-drops have like 2 HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a 2/1, it's debatable though. You can maybe if it was a 2/1, you can trade it with a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, it might actually be playable. Like I think I would run it because you can play it on 1 and you can get the Hatchet, which I mean we're gonna talk about that later. But I guess currently where it is, I'd give it 1 out of 5. 2 out of 5 at best. Like this is just pretty poor.
I don't know.
We can kind of group together the secrets. So we have Explosive Trap, which has been around. It's a fire secret now. Freezing Trap is labeled as Frost, and Snake Trap, which doesn't have a label. But I'd say out of all the secrets that were in the basic and standard core set, these were probably the most used, most impactful ones. We're losing Snipe, which was an okay tech card, but it was rarely used. It was maybe used with the rifle as a way to surprise your opponent. But I mean, if you had to choose, I'd say these are the better secrets to keep. So
and I like those secrets. 3 out of 5 for me for all the secrets. They are not great, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? I'm gonna tell you why I rate them with a 3 out of 5. I don't like the fact that we are losing Face Stalker because it's rotating. We are also don't have a subject 9 in order to draw our secrets from our deck.
Mm-hmm.
And we only have the Rider left, which is a free drop, which is a 2/2 free drop, bad stats, and it's gonna play a secret from your deck. I feel like it's not gonna be enough, and that's why the secrets are a 3 out of 5 for me and not a 4 out of 5. But I like a lot Hunter secrets. I feel like they are one of the best of the game. But yeah, still 3 out of 5 for all of them.
And I guess we'll see what the new set has in terms of secret synergy. But I mean, they're good secrets, and I'm glad they kept them. But I mean, that's about it. They're just overall been good cards for Hunter. I think the interesting one. So we're losing Eagle Hornbow, and now we're getting this Headhunter's Hatchet, which has more tempo. With Eagle Hornbow, sometimes you didn't attack because you wanted your opponent to proc the secret. So you're like, that's not something Hunter wants to do. You want to keep hitting face.
And if your opponent was intelligent, he didn't need to proc your secrets from time to time, right? Mm-hmm. So in that aspect, Headhunter Hatchet is better than the bow, but I'm gonna miss the bow. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna miss bow.
I miss the bow too. I like the bow better.
But bow is also 1 damage more. But all right, Headhunter Hatchet. It's a really good card. I like it back. But I probably have a controversial opinion about this card, and you're not gonna like it. Overall, don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. It's a 3 out of 5 for me, minimum. This card is good. It's a good card, and it has been good in the past, and it's probably gonna be played again, since they are also imposing like a Beast Hunter archetype, right? It's really cool. But I feel this card could have been adapted a bit to current times. Like if you imagine, for example, Stonehammer is living. This card could be like where you're holding a beast, it doesn't lose durability, which would have been really cool and interesting, adapting it to current Hearthstone times. But it's not like that, right? Now it's Battlecry. If you control a beast, game +1 durability. It probably was gonna do the same or kind of close to the same, but it would have been. It would let you play more with your beast if it was in the way that I'm saying. I would have done it like a small rework, but it's still okay. It's still a good card, 3 out of 5 for me.
And the way that the core set is looking, they're really pushing beast synergies like they haven't in the past, and I feel like it's going to be easy to get the extra durability. And maybe if we reworked it that way, it might have been broken, because if your deck's literally nothing but beasts and you're dire frenzying a bunch of beasts, it's another hero power. you don't have to press. Yeah, you paid 2 mana,
Hunter,
and then you're just gonna keep hitting face every single turn because you keep playing the beast every turn. I mean, that'd be kind of broken.
yeah, but Hunter has been a disaster lately. Like the only viable tie was Highlander Hunter, and you were relying so much in Zephyrs and Bran, like so much, and it shouldn't be like that. Like Hunter should have like more options to be played, and Hunter deserves one card at least that it's actually a bit broken or to be to the same level of the other classes, right? Imagine Jandice. I mean, Jandice is just all right. I don't want to talk about it, but Hunter deserves one thing that it's really good, and this is not really good. This is good, of course it's good. It's not really good. Okay, it's still okay. It's a really cool weapon, of course.
Well, I guess 2 things. So people would say Hunter's really good because it's always been on the top of HS replay, but what I think people don't understand is we're talking about Face Hunter and Highlander Hunter, and those have been the only 2 Hunter classes in the last year. There's no mid-range Hunter. There's no Beast Hunter. If you play any of those kinds of decks, you're gonna lose.
Norwich out there, but
yeah, can you get the legend with weird decks like that? Maybe, but are you gonna get the high legend? No, they're not. No. There's not much. There's not enough support. There's nothing broken or powerful about it. But even then, I guess,
what do you think about the weapon?
It's okay. It's a core card. Would I run it? Maybe. Depends on. But I'm sure they might get better weapons. I mean, Rifle's a way better weapon, but it's a legendary, right? What is there any other weapons?
Run this. I think you still run this card, but it's a good card.
I've never been a fan of it, honestly. I thought it was just mediocre. There's a 2/3 weapon for 2 mana seems okay, and I mean you have to build your deck against beasts. So yeah, I guess I'll give it 3 out of 5. It's a core card. It's not gonna be that huge, but it's okay. But
angry with that card. It's okay to be in the core set.
Quickshot.
I'm more angry the fact that I lose the ball, but okay. I guess we can have everything.
Same here. Quickshot is a great card. It's been in wild for a long time. This is a card that rotated a long time ago, and I've seen people say, "Oh, this is just a Face Hunter card," because your hand's only going to be empty when you're a Face Hunter. I'm like, no. Even if you play Highlander Hunter, there's times where your hand is empty. It's Hunter doesn't have a lot of card draw. Your hand is going to eventually get empty. Your hand is low cost. It's cheap, and I mean, even then, this is 3 damage to the face for 2 mana, and more than likely, you can hold this card for a while, and you're gonna get value out of it. It's easy for a hunter to have an empty hand, especially now that Brand's rotating. Right. I'd say the only card that you've held in your hand is probably Brand.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're playing your cards. You're playing a bunch of cheap cards.
Play cards. Quickshot. Really interesting. Quickshot is a mini Q commando. That's how I like to think about it. Now that Q command is out, Quickshot, 2 mana, deal 3 damage. It can go face. It doesn't need to go on minions. And then you can also draw a card. I mean, ignore the fact that you can draw a card. Like 3 damage, 2 mana. Okay, it's like a better Arcane Shot, right? It's 1 more mana, but 3 damage. It's
slightly better hero. I mean, it's a better hero power.
Yeah, it's a better hero power, but the fact that you can use it and then use hero power as well, it's already 5 damage in 1 turn, which is like, I mean, it's a mini Q command, okay? And yeah, I like a lot the card. It's one of my favorite cards of the core set. I probably have like three favorite cards in this core set from Hunter, and Quickshot is one of them.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
even without the effect of drawing, I will still run Quickshot at some point.
Oh, yeah.
From a competitive
Yeah.
point of view, Quickshot looks good. Quickshot looks interesting.
You sound like a
4
closet
out of 5 for me
raspberries.
for Quickshot.
Okay.
4 out of 5 as a rating.
Same here. I mean, I no, I'm going 5 out of 5. This is an amazing card. This is a great card. Well, I don't know why Hyena's here. I think it's a bad card.
Hyena, we're losing Hounds.
I
We're
know.
losing Unleash the Hounds. We're losing. We don't have a 1-drops that have Rush. We only have the Stuntus board that they reworked, and now it's a 2-1 with Rush, which is maybe the only card that can work with Hyena. And we have Snake Trap as well, which can be kind of working with Hyena at some point. But no, I don't like Hyena. I mean, if we're gonna play Beast Hunter, we probably need Hyena, though. Not gonna lie. Like the fact that they leave Hyena in the core set. It's not that bad, because if they want to push a Beast Hunter, probably we're gonna need Hyenas.
If we have tokens, though, I mean, let's think about the cards we're losing. Swarm of Locusts is going away. Hounds is going away. Desert Spear is going away. We didn't get anything like Spring Paw. I mean, like I said, it's a card that's good to have in some scenarios, but even then, it never made it to any decks. And while having that rush or the immediate value, Hyena kind of sucks. Like, I don't see anyone wanting to run Hyena in their deck.
All things considered, still it's a 2 out of 5 for me. Still,
I might even go 1 out of 5, but you know what? Fine, 2 out of 5 seems fair. It's just
you know how Hyena would have been good for me. Like if we change Hyena to free mana, free, you know, free mana, free, free mana, free, same effect. I wouldn't mind it.
Really,
but 2 HP, easy.
I'd rather make it a 2 mana 2/3 gain +1/+1.
That would be broken.
You don't even need the +2, just +1/+1. Yeah. All right, so this is a brand new card
for Hyena. Yeah, this is a brand new card, Selective Breeder. Wow. I mean, okay, I have mixed up feelings with this card here, because this card can be good, okay, because the battle cry looks kind of interesting, right? But this card has some horrible stats. As a hunter main, seeing a 2-drop, 1 attack, 1 health hurts in my heart. Right? It's just incredibly bad. It's 2-drop, 1/1. Stats are really bad. Do I really want to lose my turn to? Do I want to sacrifice my turn in order to discover a beast of my deck? Do I really want to do that? How many times do I want to do that? In which situations? It's not the normal thing that you want to do with Hunter. You want a 2-drop with stats. If it has a good battle cry, better. But no, I don't think this is the way to go. But it's interesting battle cry. But still, not a good card for me.
I would compare this more to a spell. You know, maybe it's like tracking, but it's a tracking that finds a specific, you know, beast rather than any card. Or maybe it's like a Scavenger's Ingenuity, but you don't buff him. Which, I mean, even then, it's still kind of bad, but it's only good because of cards like Dire Frenzy. That's it. Because your Dire Frenzy, you're shuffling a buffed minion, and you're able to discover a copy of it. It's not just, you know,
I mean, TBag, Scavenger's Ingenuity is not living. Maybe this card becomes a thing when Scavenger gets out, but I would rather play Scavengers over this card.
And by the
even
time
when I can discover the beast.
When Scavengers is out, they're gonna change the core set again. So that's what I'm like. This is existing at the same time as Scavengers. Would you replace this with Scavengers?
But I don't know. Why would you add this card when you have Scavengers already? I kind of disagree with this card, and I said already that I don't like it. I don't like the card. I like the effect because it's interesting, but I don't like the card.
The only thing that seemed viable is what CDC tweeted, that this is like a way to make a Leo Rocks deck where you get copies of King Crush into your hand, because we're losing the Wild Tamer, the one that copies a beast in your hand.
I mean, yeah.
But the thing is, we have to play this card before we draw King Crush, and then we have to survive until turn 8 with some kind of combo hunter deck, and then play Leo Rocks, and then summon a bunch of King Crush.
That's what I'm saying, right? That I have mixed feelings, like because the effect is good. Like imagine being able to play a combo hunter or something like that, something interesting. But come on, like let's think about Hunter that normally how Hunter is normally played. Like this is not what you want to play. It's
2 out of 5 for me.
1 out of 5 for me. I don't like the
Oh,
card.
dang. Okay. All right. So we went over Snake Trap, Bear Shark. So we lost 3 drops, right? We lost Bow. We lost Animal
Companion, Kill
Companion.
Command, Bow.
This is a good card.
Well, Berserk, he's been the nuts in the past. Berserk is really good. The fact that Berserk has to be killed by playing an AoE spell or being traded, or the fact that he has to get 4 damage with face to clear Berserk makes the card really good. I like it a lot. I can't give it a 5 out of 5 in actual Hearthstone nowadays, but still, it's a 4 out of 5 for me, and I love to have this card back. It's my second favorite card of the core set after Quickshot. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be playing this card.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be played in a lot of Hunter decks. This is just good. The stats are all right. You know, I think people prefer 3/4s over 4/3s.
Yeah,
but
3/4 is better, but as a
But
hunter, you
the
like the
ability.
4 attack.
the
As a
not
hunter,
being
you like.
yeah, that's true, and not being targeted by spells or hero powers. This is good.
It's what I said before.
Yeah.
That you have to use AOE or afford the damage with face or trade it with your board. You can target it.
I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. This is a great card for the core set. It's powerful and it's not OP.
Understandable, but this card is not gonna be nerfed, so I can give it a 5 out of 5. I'll give 5 out of 5 to cards that I think they're gonna possibly get nerfed.
For core set, I say this is powerful enough, but it's not oppressive. You're not gonna be, you know, I'm not gonna complain about Bear Shark like I would about Cheese Paladin or Weapon Rogue. It's more like, oh, you got the powerful 3. You know, you got the 3 up on 3. It's good, but I'm not gonna uninstall the game. You know, I'm not gonna be like.
If you're not gonna complain, it's a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Deadly Shot is back. We've had better deadly shots in the meta. We've had Rottnest Drake, which is rotating. We've got Crowlusk, which is the beast replacement with the spell burst.
All right, but what about Deadly Shot? Let's not talk about cards that are living, but what do you think about Deadly Shot?
I liked it in the past. I used it a lot, Spell Hunter, but with the current meta and the way things have been in the last year, I never used Deadly Shot. I mean, the only reason I would ever run Deadly Shot is if the meta was Big Warrior and Dual Paladin. But big decks have never been the meta because big decks are.
It's a card that depends a lot of the meta, true, indeed. But it's a 2 out of 5 for me. Deadly Shot. I don't like it in the core set back. I would rather prefer the Hunter's Mark and nerfed like it was before.
I'm Dire Frenzy. I've seen a lot of people begging for that card. It's a strong card. And
a lot of people saying that it's their favorite cards because they give them good memories from the good Hunter times when Midrange Hunter was the nuts. People were asking for Dire Frenzy a lot, but the fact that they're forgetting about is that Master's Code is not in, right? So Dire Frenzy is really cool, right? Frenzy, don't get me wrong, the Dire Frenzy is a really good card. Like, wow. I'm so happy to have Dire Frenzy back. Dire Frenzy is an easy 4 out of 5 for me rating. I will give it 5 out of 5, but without having Master's Code, I don't feel that confident in Dire Frenzy. I don't have draw. Even when I want to have a buff beast in my deck, if I don't find a way to find them or to draw them, I can't take all the potential of the Dire Frenzy. And that's why Dire Frenzy before was that good, because you buffed your beast, but then you were able to find a way to draw them.
And my guess is that the philosophy that they changed is that they want cards to be powerful but not OP. And I think that's why they added Selective Breeder and tracking, so that you can get the buff beasts, but you're not drawing 3 of them immediately. Like, come on, that'd be broken. I mean, and they got rid of Boar having charge, so you can't do some kind of OTK combo.
Yeah.
We lost what was the lifesteal beast that everyone ran? The Vicious Scalehide, the 1/3.
Yeah.
That was broken. Yeah, because
that was the best beast the Hunter has ever had. Because Hunter was missing lifesteal, and giving Hunter lifesteal was so stupid. So stupid.
Oh yeah, it was powerful. And Bear Shark, I mean, we can't target Bear Shark at all, so...
No, you can't. You can't do Dire Frenzy on that.
And Animal Companion, I mean, that's kind of a bummer for me. Like, oh, I guess they don't want us to shuffle a bunch of Huffers
anymore. So now you can Dire Frenzy a Huffer, which is something that we really used to do.
And so I think that's why they rotated.
Potential more than what people think.
I think that's why they rotated Animal Companion, because they gave charge to only 4 minions, and they're all legendary. And I guess they really don't want us shuffling Huffers into our deck, and then drawing the Huffers, and then dealing 7 damage face immediately. Which, It's powerful, but I don't think it's broken. Maybe there's gonna be some new cards that you draw the beasts, and maybe that's why they're like, hey, we don't want people getting a bunch of huffers, OTKing people really early. I don't know, but seems good.
No, it's definitely a card that you're happy to see back. Like you can't be really optimistic about the Hunter core set overall, but you can like a lot of cards. This is my third favorite card, by the way. The first one was Quickshot. Let's make a remind. The second one was Bear Shark, and now Dire Frenzy is my third favorite card of the core set.
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
Easily. I agree. Okay, I don't know why this card made it back.
I don't even want to talk about this card. I don't even want to talk about Savannah still being in the core set. You know, I'm pretty angry with this situation. I feel like Savannah could have been reworked as well.
This is it's kind of insulting.
Such a good candidate for a rework.
6 mana is expensive.
Savannah
It's
hasn't been played since a long time ago, man. Like a long time ago, we haven't been playing Savannah because it was just not reaching the point that we needed Savannah. It was not doing it. It was not enough. Savannah hasn't been enough for a long time now. Why leave Savannah in the core set same as it was? I don't know. I really don't know.
Even
I would like to have to give a reason or whatever about why would you Savannah like that.
This definitely should have been reworked. I mean, even as a 5 mana 5/4, it might actually be playable. Is this 6 mana for Hunter?
No, it's too much. It by turn 6 with Hunter, game could be decided though.
Yeah.
Game could be decided already.
I'm not. I don't want to give this guy too much attention.
No. I can still rate the Savannah 2 out of 5 since I'm watching a Beast archetype being imposed, but the card is not good and it's another missed shot for a rework. I'm sure about that.
King Crush, the most iconic Hunter card.
King Crush. Yeah. All right, let's make a friendly reminder here that they are removing a lot of charge mechanics. Okay. And King Crush still has charge, with something that is not gonna be that common now in game. King Crush having charge, nothing changed, right? It was 9 mana before, it's 9 mana now. It had charge before, it has charge now. It's still an 8/8. Nothing changed, but it's a card that you like to have as Hunter. Sometimes King Crush has been playable. I don't know if it's gonna be played now. It's true that Leorox is staying. I don't know. Maybe we find a way to play it. Like to have it. Like to have a card that is unique. It's a unique card. It's hard to give it a rating because it's unique. It's a card that does something that not a lot of cards do. So yeah, happy with it. Happy with it being a core set. I feel it's a core set card.
People haven't been running it recently, and there's no reason to. You know, we have Bran, but it's good to have him. I mean, Bran got nerfed to 8 mana. Leorox is 8 mana.
Bran is out as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess Leorox would be like a makeshift Bran if you draw him in King Crush, but it's not. You know, no one's gonna be like, oh, this is really powerful like Bran. No, it's so situational. But I don't know. I'm glad
it's a finisher. It's another finisher. It's another finisher. Like all things considered, and in a nutshell, I would like to give an overall rate to the Hunter core set with a 2.5 out of 5. A lot of missed opportunities. I like the fact that they imposed the Beast archetype, which is the best for Hunter. Some really great cards, like my favorites, and some really good cards, but some really bad cards, some unplayable cards, and there are cards in Wild that could have come from Wild that could have helped Hunter way more than what we have nowadays. So overall, not happy with the core set. I feel like I have been talking with some Hunter players and they are not happy as well. We don't consider this is enough for Hunter. I feel like Hunter hasn't received much love lately. But we'll see. Hunter always finds a way to be played, though, and we are going to find a way.
And no, I agree with that. I give it 2.5 out of 5. There's some cards that I'm happy to see, but it's only a few. And the rest, I'm just wondering what's going on here. Like, why are we going this direction? They're really slowing down Hunter, in my perspective. And they're focusing on beasts. And the last 2 sets hasn't done much. You know, when Skolomance and Darkmoon Fair, I feel like they're pushing more expensive and value cards and moving away from aggression, and that's bad because now Demon Hunter is the aggressive class, and Hunter, what is Hunter? They're a worse Demon Hunter and a worse Druid. That's what Hunter is.
Totally agree. No, I mean, it's sad, but
yeah.